Hey, what's up? Alright. So, I just decided to vlog just because I am trying to be more candid and maybe reveal my feelings a bit more and not be so stiff. Because I notice I'm kind of like that. I'll start a video with an idea in mind and then that's pretty much it. Alright. So, I'll try to be like if I were talking to my friends or something. Alright. So, I'm here by myself at the farm in the Philippines, and I just was kind of like cramming, or like, I hate saying binging or binge watching, but I was just like marathoning, is what I usually say. Survivor 8 All Stars, and I just got up to the episode where they like failed the tribe switch, and like everyone flipped tribes except for Amber, and she got stuck on Shapira with like all of the Mogo Mogos. All right, and then like usually like I always notice, but like finally I was like, all right, John, just like this is your hobby and just take Survivor seriously, and like who cares what everybody else thinks. So just like do your thing, boo thing. All right. So it finally got to me, the whole pretty much I'm just going to blame it on her. Pretty much just like Amber like surviving that vote at the new tribe, getting Jerry voted off, and like what she had to do, like her strategy to like stay. And usually I probably wouldn't talk about it, but like on Winners at War, she talked about how she was invited back, and like Amber talked about how a lot of the fans who watch Survivor didn't really think that she deserved her win in All Stars and stuff. And I know it's kind of like cliche how I kind of agree with the survivors and say like, oh, if you won your season then you deserve it and everything like that. um I used to always think that way, and I kind of still do. Kind of like, I mean, like if you won then like, yeah, you deserve it and everything, but like this got me thinking just because it's like really funny, I don't know. But I had a friend. We didn't really know each other, but we knew each other through the internet, and we were really good friends in high school, and we were watching All Stars together, and pretty much like the gist is like he was rooting for Amber, and come finale night, we both signed on AIM, and we were like, "Oh, what'd you think of the show?" Da-da-da. And he told me that her winning was really underwhelming. He was like, John, what's that word for like, it's not as good as you thought it would be? And I was like, underwhelming? And he was like, yeah, like Amber winning was so underwhelming for me. Or so underwhelming. And I was like, well, you should have rooted for someone else. And then, yeah, and then that was kind of like weird, I guess. But I like all my favorites got voted off, so like really early. So I was just kind of watching the show for the show and for what it actually was. So I wasn't really rooting for anyone in particular. So I mean, Amber's okay, but like I don't see what other people see or what he saw in like her, and like I don't know, he thinks like she's, I don't know, special or something. And we used to joke. He used to say like it would be funny if like the little useless white girl won Survivor and was like this ultimatum strategy mind or whatever, and I was like, right. You think that? Yeah, I'm not really into that either. That like that romance or whatever. But yeah, I was just happy to see like Jenna M at the finale and stuff. So pretty much I was rooting for Jenna L, I guess, because when Jenna M went, he was like, "Who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for Amber?" And I was like, "Oh no, I guess I'll just root for the other Jenna." And then he was like, "Yeah," but I mean. Alright, so anyway, back to like now. That was like such a long time ago, John, that you still remember that. But back to now, like, now that I'm older and like, uh, I think, here, let me just say this first. I think everyone should keep in mind that Survivor is just a TV show. And like, it has no relation to like real life. That's what I think. I think it's just a TV show. People are always like, it's just a game, and I'm like, it's just a TV show. You know, it shouldn't really like have. It shouldn't really blend with like real life or your real life. You know, and man, I just noticed it went from 27 minutes to 18 minutes. I wonder why. Because of all my pictures. I don't know. I have to figure that out. But yeah, I was just trying to take it more seriously and like be like, okay, so pretty much I was thinking of like what if scenarios, cuz like I saw this one YouTube clip of like, it was like Ethanasium or something like that, and he was talking about what if scenarios, and the very first one he brought up was Amber getting voted off in All Stars, and then coincidentally I was watching this, so that was kind of funny. When I was watching, I was like, what? I don't really think of that, but pretty much like what I was thinking about is, so it didn't really work out saving Amber. So obviously, if you're gonna tell your opponent that they made a bad move or they made the wrong move, then they can totally go back and be like, oh, I should have just like taken this player out. So like after Jerry gets voted off instead of Amber, Lex and Kathy just go, and so does Sheehan. No spoilers. So it just lets your enemy know, like, you should have done this. So let's just take into consideration that, like, the move didn't really pan out for them, Mogo Mogo. So they should have just taken out Amber. I mean, I'll agree with, like, everybody, or you. Like, they should have just taken out Amber. And so I wrote it down. I was like, so it was like episode 10, Mad Scrambles and Broken Hearts, and it was like, I wrote down episode 10, and then dash Amber. So Amber leaves that episode, and Jerry stays, and it's like the final 9, so it's like 5 Shapira and 4 Mogo Mogo. So I was like trying to think of a game or something I could play where, like, with this combo or like with this question, like, who really would have won All Stars if Amber had just left, you know? And I don't know, maybe I can do some sort of like org or like orgy where like it's like Survivor Time Warp, and it's like everyone's like, John, who are you gonna put in the cast as like possible representatives? And I'm like, the final 9 of the All Stars. With no Amber. Yeah. And then there's all this stuff about this one dude on Discord. He was like, I hate how, because he likes Amber and a couple other of my friends do too. And then they're like, John, what do you think about fans saying that she didn't deserve her win? And I defended her. I was like, you know, she played well in All Stars and stuff, you know. And No one can ever take that away from her win. So that was then, but then now I'm thinking like, okay, let's take this serious and like what all the other fans say, like what Yul says, like if everyone thinks this way, then maybe I should think this way. So yeah, and all she really had to do was just lie to Kathy about the final five. That's really all she did. She promised Kathy that it was going to be her, Rob, Big Tom, Kathy, and Lex at the final five. And then Kathy bought it. And I guess Lex, they all talked about it, she and everything, and they decided to take out Jerry. So, it's kind of interesting, I guess. Just like, thinking about it, like pawning over it. Is that a word? Pawning. So this is on my mind. And then, like, coincidentally, I just stopped watching. And I was all like, alright, I'm going to take this serious. I'm just going to, like, think about this question forever. Kind of like, what if Amber didn't really win All Stars? And, like, who would have won? And then I was like, I'm just going to watch another season, like a different season. I was thinking Africa, but then Kim Johnson just, like, passed away. So I was like, maybe not. But I don't know. And like I have like 2 episodes missing. Silas and Kelly's episode, and I was like, those are 2 best episodes. I wonder why. It makes me think like the Amazon factory workers like pissed on like my discs or something, and they're like, we're not gonna let you watch this. Especially these 2 episodes, John. Yeah, I think like everything happens for a reason, and I'm all like, why did these 2 episodes not work? And then but who knows, I might just watch Africa. I don't know. I'm kind of like really into the older seasons just because like I just feel like everyone thinks they're an expert online, and all these people on YouTube are such noobs because you can just tell because they're on YouTube instead of like Sucks or like a message board or like Reddit or something. And then I think everyone kind of feels like every question has been asked and answered already, but sometimes there's like little things that you notice. I don't know. I'm sure this has been talked about too, but I just kind of wanted to like bring it up again. And then I don't know. I just watched Pro Island and Marquesas, and I felt bad about watching All Stars again because I always watch it. And then I'm probably not gonna watch Borneo or the Australian Outback. So it's between Africa and like Thailand, and I'm not gonna watch Vanuatu because that's so boring. And Palau is like the opposite of boring, like even more boring, or like slightly soft and boring. Yeah, so like Africa or Thailand. But I hate watching Thailand because I always watch it. Like, I've watched it so much recently that I don't want to watch it. And, like, right now, well, Kim Johnson did just pass, so maybe I shouldn't watch Africa. Like, I might be cursed or something. Or she's like, John, like, I'm watching you. Watch me or something. And then, I don't know. I feel weirded out sometimes because, like, when the Survivor players, like, pass away, people feel like they always wait for, like, your comment on their episode or something, and they're like, are you gonna say something? Are you gonna type their name out? And I'm like, I have no problem talking about people that pass, especially on a TV show. Like when Timmy the doll died on Passions, I felt like it was a free for all. Um, anyway, this is an old reference and like obscure. Anyway, I just have to wait for my USB to come in for my PS3 so I can save the saves onto it. Because I bought a SanDisk and it was like small and like the tooth like didn't fit the PS3, which is bigger. When people say mouth, I feel like they really mean tooth. Am I correct? Drop it in the comments. I've always wanted to say that. Alright, but I mean, if I'm not gonna watch, I had just watched Guatemala, and I'm not gonna watch that season, and like, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, so, that's pretty much what's on my mind, is just like, this, and like, just doing some PS3 stuff, and then right now I'm playing, Persona 3 Reload, and it's pretty good. I like the graphics on PS5, so I'm just gonna concentrate on like JRPGs on PS5 because they look good. They look really good, and the load times are like non-existent. It's like seamless, like in between going through doors and like scenes and stuff. It's like seamless, and yeah. Alright, so take care.